It's just crazy just to think like how something can literally just go from here to here, just like that. I was just hanging out with my friends and I was in the common lunch area, and all of a sudden this guy, this is from what I've been told because I don't remember any of this. This guy was just messing around. He came running and he tripped and then fell into my best friend. And my friend, he fell back, and it was like, the moment he fell back, the back of his head hit my left temple. And from that point, it was like lights out. And I fell back and I hit the concrete, and I was out for probably like 5 seconds. Next thing I know, I'm on a stretcher. They put me in this room, and all of a sudden there's all these doctors around, and they put me on an MRI, they put me on a CAT scan, and I was just freaking out because never had an MRI, never had a CAT scan. I was like, what are these machines? The enemy literally just came in and just said, okay, you're nothing. You don't belong to anything. You're not accepted in anything anymore. And so it was like I was an orphan. It was literally like I was just thrown out. I failed each test. Every single time the doctor said, you're not okay. Over and over and over and over again, on a span of a year and a half. And it was like the voices just kept talking to me. And it was just like, they kept saying, speaking my situation over me. It was like, oh, you're never gonna get healed. You're never gonna get better. It was just constantly pouring into me. Every single night I would sit in my bed, and it was like the voices just kept coming. Am I worth it? And why is this stuff happening to me if I was worth it, you know? You say I'm a son, you say I'm loved, but I don't see it. I think you should go to this church camp in Colorado, and I'm like, I don't want anything to do with church, period. And I remember we sit down for about 5 minutes, and all of a sudden worship starts. And I remember they're on fire students, like they all of a sudden stood up, and I was like, what's going on? And I remember I looked at Andrew, one of his students, and he grabs my hand. And we're going to the front. All of a sudden, I'm opening up my hands, and it gets wider and wider and wider and wider. Until I'm fully in a posture of, God, I'm giving this up. And at that moment that like I submitted everything to him, I remember his voice so clearly. He said, I love you. You are my son. And at that moment, all the voices that had happened before, they went away because they didn't matter anymore.